if you're not aware, there is a Defending the American Dream Summit that is happening by the folks over at AFP.
Which is Americans for Prosperity.
Yeah, which is Americans for Prosperity. It's happening Labor Day weekend in Orlando, Florida. Now, this is like their big once-a-year event. Not that it necessarily happens in Florida. The last one actually like this happened in Washington, D.C., but this year they're doing it in Florida.
But AFP is very Florida-centric.
Well, Florida's one of the states that they don't look at they don't do all 50 states.
Right.
They do like 10.
Yeah.
Like the swing states, I think is what they do.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
generally swing states and the larger of the swing states.
And when you understand what their objective is, it makes a lot more sense why they do that.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Now, in an interesting note, Americans for Prosperity Foundation announced on Wednesday, again, key word here, Wednesday, that Florida Governor Rick Scott will be a featured keynote speaker at the 7th Annual Defending the American Dream Summit, hosted over Labor Day weekend at Universal Studios Resort in Orlando, Florida.
I wonder if they're going to ride the rides.
Yeah, in a prepared statement, AFP Foundation President Tim Phillips said, and I want you to listen, this is what they're saying about Rick Scott. I'm proud to announce that Governor Rick Scott will be joining this year's Defending the American Dream Summit. Since taking office 2 years ago, he has fought hard for the principles of economic freedom, unless you want to gamble.
Wait, for the principles of economic freedom?
Hold on. Leading to impressive job creation, better education, and a balanced budget, all without raising taxes. Now, if you don't know anything about this summit, though, it's like a 3-day event. They're charging like $100 to go. There's a lot of people that are fans of this show, that are fans of what we do, that actually do like and are going to go to this event. And I have not been telling them to not go to the event. Not at all. I actually want them to see the waste of time that it is and get mad that they had to spend $100 to hear the kind of crap that you're going to hear at this thing. I've gone through the agenda. I've seen the list of speakers. Here's the thing. You got Rick Perry, lives in Texas. Bobby Jindal lives in Louisiana. Marco Rubio, well, he's from here, unfortunately. Ted Cruz, Texas. Ron Johnson. You know what? I don't even know where Ron Johnson's from. And Michelle Malkin and Greg Gutfield. Michelle Malkin is whatever, and Gutfield is. These two are entertainers. All right? And in the prepared statement, AFP likes to go, this guy has fought hard for the principles of economic freedom, leading to impressive job creation. Crap. Rick Scott. This is what he's done. So let's here's the thing. Since we're going to air out the stuff, let's get down to the business as to what Rick Scott's done while he's in office. There was a sheriff who supported the Second Amendment. He had him arrested and removed from office. Again, folks, this is a fact. This is not me making up something or having some kind of an opinion. This is a fact, and this is what he's done. The second thing he's done is that this guy that balanced the budget raised the budget by about $4 billion. It's at the highest point it's ever been.
That's $4 billion just this year, $8 billion since he's been in office.
$8 billion since he's, thank you very much, Danielle. $8 billion since he's been in office. He supported the Medicare expansion of Obamacare in the state of Florida. That's what he did. Again, this is not up for debate.
Which was necessary for the implementation of Obamacare.
Yeah, and it was necessary for the implementation of Obamacare. You're absolutely right. That's his record. Not to mention all the other stuff that has gone on when it comes to, eliminating sweepstakes locations because he doesn't like it when old people use computers to gamble. You know what I mean? And in making that law, he actually signed a law that banned pretty much every electronic device in the state. We want to talk about an idiot.
Yeah.
That's an idiot.
And folks, I just want to expound on that. Technically, under the law that Governor Scott signed, your computer, your smartphone are illegal gambling devices.
They're called slot machines.
Slot machines defined by law. Idiotic.
Yeah. Hold on. And also, and I forgot about this one. Thank you for reminding me, Adrian. He signed the law that implemented Common Core into the state of Florida.
Yes.
He signed it.
Right.
Yes.
He signed it all day long. And he hired the guy that was as corrupt as the day is long. This is what AFP is bringing. This is what AFP is endorsing. We've called them shills in the past. And the only thing we can do is show you piece by piece exactly what it is. It's well documented. We've put it out there. Talk to the former employees of AFP, the ones that they fired.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them. And they'll tell you, now they may had to sign some kind of an agreement to where they're afraid of getting sued because, God forbid, AFP would allow for open and transparency within their own organization. But this is what this group is. This is what AFP is. They do not care about liberty and freedom, not one iota. They care about getting Republicans elected into office, and when they are done, they'll give them glowing reviews, and they will give them political cover. Because I've looked over at their scorecard, and their scorecard is crap.
Well, and there's one underlying factor. You have to remember that AFP is funded predominantly by Koch Industries. And the one thing that they care about is how these politicians will vote and sign energy policy that benefits Koch Industries. Folks, we've explained this in detail. We've been talking about this for years. It's not that we want to attack AFP here. What we're telling you is the truth. What we're telling you is the information that we found through our in-depth investigations. That is what the case is. And what happened after the November 2012 election is all of those AFP people who were being told the whole time, well, we're supporting Mitt Romney and we're doing everything for Mitt Romney, but really, this is just, that's not really our purpose. Well, immediately after the election, within a month, all those people they hired in Florida were fired.
Yep.
So if it wasn't about just getting Republicans in office, no matter who they were, then wouldn't they still be working there?
Yeah. Good
We'd
people.
have
It's
more
all
work to
about
do.
yeah, it's all about getting people in office who will, they're scratching those, establishment Republicans back now, and after they're in office, they expect their energy, their tax breaks or their special favors and their, single bids to go through. Once they're in office, they're expecting their payback. That's all AFP is about. And I find it very funny that Phillips would use the line that Governor Scott is a proponent of economic freedom. Folks, that's the tagline of my campaign.
Right.
I mean, literally, that is part of my slogan: economic freedom and individual liberty. I find that a little ironic, don't you?
Well, I don't think you should find it ironic at all because Rick Scott was not scheduled to come to this thing until Wednesday. Now, Wednesday's a key day.
Right.
And the reason why Wednesday is because you need a little bit of time to do this because there was some actually exciting news on Monday involving the governor's race.
Yeah.
Again,
Well,
AFP,
not so exciting for Rick Scott, though.
Well, no, definitely. Well, not exciting for Rick Scott because
Motivating
there's a
for
whole
Rick
lot of
Scott,
people
maybe.
that actually see that Rick Scott is a complete Uncle Fester scumbag. All right, this guy is a coward. We went to his office to talk to him when they arrested the sheriff, and he didn't have the gonads to leave his office. And he told the secretary, like hiding under her skirt, like a little scumbag,
right,
that, I left the country. Rick Scott, you're a coward piece of crap, and I could give a crap less if you're going to hide under a skirt or not. I'm going to call you a coward. Matter of fact, next time I drive through Tallahassee, because you got all those Dream Defenders in there that you got sitting around, all that stuff, trying to do the stand your ground crap. I'm going to walk in your office. I'm going to call you a scumbag. I'm going to yell it loud enough so you can hear me, and I'm going to like you to come out and actually respond to me. Now, don't respond to the Wyllie. Don't respond to Danielle. Respond to me. You piece of crap. You've been a piece of crap. You've been a corrupt scumbag from the day is long. From day one, you've been corrupt. Day one. You only did the drug testing thing so you could make more money for your drug testing business. That's why you did it. You only want more Medicare for probably the stock you got still in HCA. That's what you're doing it for. It's obvious. It's clear. You could go up there and stand up there and act like whatever. But you and the AFP scumbags, you guys can go straight to hell. The people are waking up to your crap. That's what they're doing. We see it every day. They're waking up to it. And those that aren't, we're giving them the rest of the information that you refuse to give them. I'm tired of you people. But there's a reason why. And again, Adrian, what happened on Monday?
Well, hang on a second. I just want to get the quick disclaimer in. The views expressed by Alex Snitker are not necessarily those of the hosts, the staff, the advertisers of the 1787 network or the Wyllie for Governor campaign. But they probably are.
Most likely.
More than likely, yeah. So what happened on Monday of this week? It was a very, very interesting week for the campaign.
Yes.
And I think when we tell you this story, you're going to understand a little better why all of a sudden AFP was scrambling and Rick Scott was scrambling to try to get a foot back in the door.
Get some FaceTime with the grassroots.
Yeah, right. With the Tea Party and Patriot groups and things like that.
And the one that'll keep a controlled environment for him is AFP.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. That's just a friendly turf all day long, and they'll make sure that he doesn't get any questions that he doesn't want, and if there's any dissent, they'll be quickly ushered out of the room, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But the reason, perhaps, that Rick Scott is doing this is because allegedly, presumably.
Yeah, we don't have any proof of this.
No, but it's a pretty easy logic train to follow here. Is that on Monday, a new scientific poll was released to the media. And that poll asked, who do you support for governor? Democrat Charlie Crist, Republican Rick Scott, or Libertarian Adrian Wyllie?
You mean they put a libertarian on the ballot?
Yeah,
that's unheard of.
They actually put.
They named your name
they
and
named
not
me by
just
name.
other.
Yeah, I wasn't other, like they like to do so often. In that poll, Charlie Crist got approximately 40% of the vote. Rick Scott got 29.5%, and I got 8.7%. And this was a large poll.
What did you say?
8.7%.
How much did you get?
8.7%. This was a large poll. The sample size was well over 3,000. It has a margin of error of 1.8% with 95% confidence. So this poll was released to the media on Monday.
Right.
On Wednesday, all of a sudden, Rick Scott and AFP are making the big announcement that he's now the keynote speaker for this event.
Yeah. Now, they've been planning this event for months, I would say probably almost a year.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They didn't have a keynote speaker before Wednesday?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it was originally Marco Rubio.
Well, it started out with Rubio.
Right.
And the grassroots reaction was horrible.
Right.
People were pissed.
Right.
They were all kinds of crazy about this. So then they had to start bringing in, Rick Perry, that was going to help.
Because nothing settles the grassroots like Rick Perry.
Yeah. I love America. I like to make love to America. I'll explain that joke later on.
Don't even bother.
I will
Just
totally
don't
play
even
that.
bother.
I'll play that Jon Stewart clip all day long, though. I don't even care. They brought in, Rick Perry. Then they brought in Bobby Jindal. Michelle Malkin's going to be there. Some guy from the American Enterprise Institute or some crap is going to be there. You got a lot of different people are going to be at this event. And now they got Rick Scott's going to be there. And I think the way that they listed it, he's one of the keynote speakers. He's not the main keynote speaker. He's one of them. But let's see how I can say this the right way. They really do got to get his cred built back up with they're trying to get his cred built back up with the grassroots.
Right.
And there are some people that, for whatever reason, love Rick Scott. I mean, these people obviously just don't understand exactly what's going on. Yeah, I can't get to it either.
There's not too many that I hear of, though.
Yeah.
That love Rick Scott.
No, there's some, though. And like I said, it all depends, though. It was the same people that love Hannity that are mad that Megyn Kelly's going to take over. But we'll get to that here in a minute. Back to the AFP thing. This Defending the American Dream Summit is labeled as, as an activist and how you can get involved and how you can do all this stuff and be more effective and all this kind of thing.
Yeah, vote Republican.
Yeah, let me
That's their only goal.
Let me tell you. I've gone to AFP events in the past. I've gone to other groups' events in the past. And most of them are just wasting time. Not all of them. Some of them have actually been pretty good. But for the most part, all they do is complain about the problems and not about the solutions. You've seen this over and over again. And the other thing they do is they do these big 3-day summits. Look, man, you don't have 3 days to sit in one location. You people have lives to lead. People have to go and live life. You don't want to just sit to speaker after speaker after speaker drone on and on about the problems and the time frame. And they'll even tout, we're going to be solutions driven. I've seen those that go, we're solutions driven. And it's more of the problem. It's systemic. It is systemic. we've been working on an idea for quite some time, and it just so happens that some very, very good, great conservatives in Pasco County, I'll call them conservatives because that's what they call themselves. They don't call themselves Republicans. They call themselves conservatives. In a way to try to work together, me, Danielle, and a lot of this big group of people, we'll leave all their names out of it in case they wouldn't want us to say their names on public.
Which is a possibility.
It could be. They have decided that they wanted to put on an event, and they invited us to be involved in the event. And we were able to, because of the event we did an event a while back that was a candidate forum. And unlike other forums, I'm always an outside-the-box thinker and trying to really find out a new way to do something cool, is that we put on a candidate forum. It was one of the best forums that anybody's ever seen. People loved it. They loved the forum. I took that concept to an educational summit or a conference or whatever. So I took that concept and we put it all together for something called Florida Unity in Action. And if you go to www.floridaunityinaction.com, you can actually see this event. It's going to happen in October. It's going to be a one-day event, and it's going to happen over here in Pasco County. I highly suggest if you did already buy tickets to the AFP event, go ahead and go because you probably can't get a refund. Watch that 3-day debacle.
Snooze fest.
Then come over here for a day. Bring a can of food with you. We're not charging you $100 to go. We need a can of food for the homeless because we want to make sure that we're helping out the homeless at the same time. Or
wait
shelter.
Wait a second. I have got a brilliant idea for you. I've got a brilliant idea for you.
I do have a brilliant idea for you as well. Go ahead.
Okay. Why don't you say that anyone who brings a ticket stub from the AFP event gets in free?
No.
Everybody gets in free.
You got to give a can of food to the homeless guy.
You got,
so
all
you
we're
want
doing
to take
is
away
a can
cans
of
of food from the homeless governor because of AFP?
Oh, I didn't realize there was no admission fee.
There's
I thought you
no
were asking for
admission.
a can of.
That's why you probably shouldn't interrupt in the middle of the haircut.
You still got to do something with that.
I'm not going to do anything with it.
You're not going to do anything with it?
No, I'm going to put on a better show. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to do a better job.
I like that.
We're going to make sure that this event is bringing in basically 24 of some of the best single-issue groups that are out there. And again, you pick what you like.
Can you name the groups?
I can name some of the groups. Yeah. Groups like Oath Keepers, Panda, which is People Against the NDAA, Floridians Against Real ID, JBS, John Birch Society, Liberty Empowerment Institute, Liberty First Network, Florida Fully Informed Jury Association, Ban the Cams, 10th Amendment Center, SAF, Save America Foundation, Kurt Schultz with the Soup Brochure, Suncoast Co-op, Florida Can, Florida Carry, and the Agenders.
Wow.
That's
not all of them, but there's going to be more. But that's
a good lineup.
Oh yeah,
That's a really good lineup.
That's an action
And
lineup.
those are
Exactly.
all
those groups
action-oriented.
are actually have real solutions
and are
to the problem
and
that
are
individuals
fighting
can
already.
do. Yeah.
And they're already fighting. They're already in the fight. This gives you the ability to be able to join in with them. But the way that we did this is pretty unique. It's 2 sessions. So it's set up in 2 different sessions. First session, 2 hours, 10 speakers or 12 speakers, 9 minutes a pop. They go up there, tell you who they are, who they're with, what their group is all about, how you can get involved, and what their breakout session is going to be about. Move to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. So you're going to sit there in the first 2 hours, and you're going to hear from 12 different people. They don't have time to ramble on and on about crap. They have time to tell you about what is going on with their group. You can take a look at the list of all of those 10 or 12, and you decide in the next 2 hours after that which breakout sessions you're going to go to, because there's breakout sessions that are going on that are 30 minutes apiece. So 30-minute breakout sessions, there's 4 different areas for breakout sessions, 30 minutes a pop, and then so it goes back and forth one at a time. You got then you have lunch, and you can go around. There's going to be vendors and food trucks and all that other kind of stuff there. Then you're going to have a second session that's going to happen again, 2 hours, and you're done. And that's it. It's a one-day thing, and up to 24 different groups are going to be speaking. These aren't and it's not like if you look at AFP's event list, it's like Bobby Jindal. Look, what's Bobby Jindal going to tell you about
what
Florida
solution
politics?
is Bobby Jindal going to give you?
What solution is Bobby Jindal going to give you? None. Rick Perry. Rick Perry can't even name the departments that he wants to close down.
That he wants to close.
That he wants to close. Do you think Rick Perry's going to be able to do anything for you? No. Rubio, well, we've already seen Rubio. I think we've kind of answered that question
I
already.
think the solution is to get rid of Rubio.
Yeah, the solution is to get rid of
Yeah.
Rubio. Could give us the solution by just saying, I quit.
I quit.
That would be nice.
Actually, a lot of those guys could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them could.
Yeah.
So, and Michelle Malkin, again, entertainer. Again, not providing with you read
Sometimes she's
solutions.
entertaining.
As a newspaper, as a person that writes articles, yeah, I'll go with that. You know,
She's witty.
she's witty at times, but I
But
don't.
what's the solution there?
There's
she's
no
got
solution. She's just a complainer, which, as she makes good money to be complaining about specifically liberals.
Yeah,
And I always think it's funny when an AFP does this, once a year, and they say, well, we're going to be all about action and all about solutions. And then you look at their list of speakers, and it's like, none of those people are going to give you a solution to anything.
Now, let me also say this too, and this is maybe a little bit of a shot at the people. One of the reasons that AFP does this, though, is because some of us in the movement don't necessarily go to some of these events unless you have the celebrity factor there. And so sometimes they pick these people up to come over there because they know they're going to put butts in the seats.
Right.
You got to not do that part anymore.
Quit being starstruck.
Yeah,
Oh,
here's the thing. There is absolutely no reason to look up to any of these people unless they're taller and you're trying to stare them in the face.
Right.
That is the only time that you should look up at them.
So I have to look up at actually everybody.
Yeah,
Those
you do.
people are
Yeah.
those people are your servants. They work for you because they use the government, because they're on the government dole. They work for you, not the other way around. You don't work for them. You should not be starstruck by Rick Perry or Rick Scott or Marco Rubio or any of these people. They are regular people. They are human beings just like you. And the difference is I have much more respect for you as an individual than I'll ever have for the scumbags they're going to put on stage in Orlando. Because those people, Rick Scott is a scumbag. Rubio is a traitor and a scumbag. Along with Rick Scott, actually, I would call him a traitor as well for what he did to the sheriff. Rick Perry is again, Google Gardasil in Texas. That's all you got to do there, because he forces inoculations on little girls. That's what Rick Perry does. And the other speakers there, whatever, you could take them or leave them. But what we did is we're bringing in John Hallman, Paul Henry, who are on the front lines in Tallahassee, Andrew Nappy, who is, when it comes to the states' rights and what the Constitution's all about, there are very few that are better than he is. We're bringing in, people like Francisco who understand when it comes to how to influence the vote in your local area. Again, we're not there to dictate to you that you got to work with us. We're there to say, here's everything that's out there. Here's the smorgasbord. Take what you want, find your passions, work your passions. Do it yourself, all by yourself if you want to, or do it with a group of people in your area, or do it with a Tea Party group if you want to. We're not telling you who you should be associating with. We're laying all the information out for you, and you can make the decision as to what you want to do. And the website's FloridaUnityInAction.com. So, and that commercial's done too. Then how about that?
This the
Paid
first
for and
hour is like an
sponsored by the Liberty
infomercial.
Underground show.
You know what the first hour is? The first hour is telling people the information that they need to know. Because to be honest with you, people need to know this crap. Because what I'm sick and tired of is organizations like AFP being respected in this state because they shouldn't be. AFP should not be respected. They should be considered the carpetbag and scumbags that they are. They hired a whole mess of people. Got them all thinking, we're going to be able to do this and get paid at the same time. They cut them all. How many of those people are hurting financially now because of that?
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of them
yeah,
are.
a
Right.
lot of them.
They are.
So I don't even want to. And they made
And you know
moves.
what? And the one thing I got to say is a lot of those people have reached out to us and said, "Oh,
You were
wow, you were
completely
totally
right.
right. I'm so sorry that we didn't listen to you earlier."
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah, that's happened on several occasions.
That
And
happened within the past 24 hours.
Yeah.
That happened within the past 24 hours. Oh, you got somebody else reached out on
Somebody
that?
said that in the past 24 hours.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I meant specifically, I heard that a lot after the mass layoffs.
Oh,
of
yeah.
The 2012
Well, we had
elections.
people asking for meetings with us.
Right.
Basically to say, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And you were right.
Oh, actually, yeah. I had one within the past 24 hours, too, that was very similar to that, which I can't go into detail in, but it was, someone in a very interesting position reached out to me and expressed a similar viewpoint. So Yeah, folks, don't align yourself with AFP. Or if you do, and if you want to go to this thing just for sheer entertainment, fine.
Yeah,
but
look,
understand what it is. This AFP is an organization that is designed to put any Republican in office, no matter what their policies, and to make sure that those Republicans that they put in office pass laws and sign bills that are positive to Koch Industries, that assist specifically Koch Industries and their part in the energy sector.
Now, and I know what people are going to say, by the way. I know that when you hear that, they're going to go, well, if they're good for Koch Industries, they're good for everybody.
No.
That's not the way it works.
No. This is special interest stuff. This is special favors for Koch Industries. This is special legislation. This is not just things like libertarians propose that are across the board good for everyone, that they're good, stimulate the free market, that actually stimulate all businesses, a tide that lifts all ships. This is what they're angling for, is just specifically things that are good for Koch Industries. That's where the problem lies. And AFP does not care who they have to put into office to get that done. It doesn't matter where they are on any other position. It doesn't matter where they stand on civil liberties. It doesn't matter where they stand on the debt. As long as they're going to do things that are going to benefit specific portions of the energy sector and specific companies within the energy sector, that's all AFP cares about. And they're spending a whole lot of money to make sure that these establishment Republicans get back into office. That's all they're doing.
And they provide them political cover.
Yeah, a lot of political cover.
That's the thing. That scorecard provides them political cover because they can go, well, I'm 100% on the AFP thing, and AFP is a good, grassroots organization.
Well, here's the thing. At least in Florida, and I can't speak for other states because we don't necessarily know what's going on in other states, but we know very well in Florida what's happening in the movement. And in the liberty movement, people are, first, they're starting to see that these politicians are not the guys they thought they were. And then they're seeing that AFP is not the organization they thought they were.
Yeah.
And AFP is going out of their mind right now to reduce my personal influence, to reduce all of our influences, and reduce the patriot movement and the liberty movement's influence on politics in general. They are looking to counteract the accomplishments that we've made towards real economic freedom for everyone and real individual liberties for everyone. And this is what this event is all about.
Yeah, swerve job all day long. But if you know that going into it, and look, there's a lot of people. There are people that have talked to me about going to this event. Hey, I'm going to go to this event. I'm excited. I'm like, good man, go. I want you to go to the event. Go to the event. I'm not going to try to talk you out of it because I want you to start understanding and seeing what's going on.
Right.
And the best way to do it is to go there and figure it out. And go,
yeah,
hey,
don't take our word for it. Go there, watch it yourself, keep that in the back of your mind, and evaluate for yourself if we're right.
Yeah, exactly. And it's little things. It's the little stuff that goes on in there that's the thing. Again, they're going to tout that they have classes in order to help you. But in all reality, they're not really trying to do that anyway, though. Again,
they want a single outcome, vote Republican.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they're going to say that's exactly what they're going to say. At the end of the day, vote Republican.
Right.
And that's why you have nothing but Republicans up there. Again, you have a race in Florida where the guy's getting 8.7%, he's the libertarian, against Rick Scott, who economically has not had policies that AFP should be supporting.
Right. Oh, yeah. His policies are the complete antithesis of the stated mission of AFP, which is not their real mission.
Because whether you like it or not, Rick Scott is one of the central planners.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
He thinks he knows how to do it better than everybody else. So he goes ahead and goes up there, makes laws against you, and tries to close down businesses he doesn't agree with, and tries to give extra money to businesses that line his pockets with political contributions.
Bingo.
Bottom line, guys.
Yeah.
There's no getting around that. And if AFP wants to put them as their keynote speaker, well, then you're allowed to do that. I'm not saying that you'd have to ban Rick Scott from being there. What I am saying is you're shills.